When I was in yeshiva, Rav Naftali Kaplan Shlita, my Rebbe, when I asked him a question, he looked at me like this. Oh, he listened to my question. It was a long question. Oh, good question. And then at the end of the question, he goes, oh, no, not a good question. When he was looking at me, I was wondering, who was he looking at? He looked at me with penetrating eyes, total attention. He's a giant, a big Talmid Chacham, the father of Nissim Kaplan, Rav Naftali Kaplan, big Talmid Chacham, the Mashgiach in Kol Torah, in Yerushalayim Beit Vagan. And he was listening to me, a Kollel student, asking a question. Who am I that he should look at me? When he looked at me, I went, Rabbi, I looked at the person behind me. Are you looking at him? You're not looking at me, because you can't be looking at me, because who am I? Now I'm asking a question. You just say, yeah, what do you want? He looked at me with such attention, such attentiveness, such directness, as if my question counted. My question mattered. And I was so shocked because he looked behind me. I guess you're talking to me because no one behind me. And that week, I came home. I was learning in Kollel. We had one child at the time who now lives in Johannesburg. Her husband's learning for Dayanos in the Johannesburg Kollel. They've been learning in Kollel for 12 years. This is the 13th year in Kollel. Baruch Hashem. And I was talking to my wife she was talking to me about Rivka and about kids and about guests, and I was looking outside the Gemara like this. Yeah, right. Yeah, oh, okay. So she asked me, she said, Yisrael, when you learn with your Rebbe and talk to your Rebbe, do you look in a sefer when he's talking to you? I said, in fact, no. In fact, when I talk to my Rebbe, he looks directly at me. And he connects with me, and he listens to me, and he gives me attention. So she said to me, as she took my sefer from my hand, and she closed it gently, and she said, so your Rebbe, who's this big, and you have said to me, Yisrael, that you're this big, would teach you, would reach you and connect with you with such respect and such intent and such kavanah to connect with you. Me and you are 50-50, we're equals. Don't you think kal v'chomer that you should put down your sefer, even though it's a Gemara, and look at me and talk to me? That's a bomb kasha. That's called a bomb kasha. That blew me out of the water. I had no answer to that question. And since then, I resolved that I was going to do that. I was going to listen with active listening and intent. At that moment was my shofar moment, and I did this to myself. But then during the year, life gets in the way, and I get busy, and I have to learn, and I have to teach, and I have to see clients, and I'm very busy. And she talks to me, and I go, yeah. I can't pay attention. I'm too ADD. I can't do that. And my soul says back to me, 1 second. Yes, you can. Break off your negativity, self-doubt. You can do it. I go, I can? Yeah, you know what? I remember that time where she said to me, you better listen carefully because your Rebbe listens to you, so you should listen to me. And I went, yes, I can. And I resolved. It's an up and down struggle all year long of the Tekiah, the Shvarim Trua, and the Tekiah. All lifelong, all week long, all year long, I'm struggling between the Tekiah self, the imagined self, the envisioned self, the great self that I could be, and the old self, which is human and has an ego and says, no, I can't.